But most of us think that delighting in the Lord means we're supposed to feel something, like feel joy, feel close, feel peace, feel excitement, even, like every day, all day long. And when we don't feel these things, we assume something's wrong. Maybe we think we're distant from God when we don't feel joy. Like, how are we supposed to delight in the Lord if we're not joyful, right? We can feel like we're not doing enough. We can feel like we're missing out spiritually, or we're just not far enough along to feel Him and delight in Him. But delighting in the Lord was never meant to be something you force yourself into, like emotionally. It's not about creating a feeling. It's about recognizing a reality that already exists, which is God is already with you right now, in this moment, and your feelings, no matter what they are. Even if you don't feel Him, He is right there with you. Maybe you're not having a perfectly quiet time, a joyful time. Things maybe not be very calm, and He is with you still in that exact moment. Delight doesn't begin with emotion. It begins with awareness. So it's just a simple shift, realizing, hey, God is here and I can be with Him. No matter what you're feeling, even if the absence of feelings, like numbness. So delight is not about getting somewhere. It's not about achieving something. It's about slowing down enough to notice where you're already at. And that is where you're already at with Him. You're right here with Him. You can stop striving. You don't have to measure your relationship with God based on your feelings, like how emotional you feel, how spiritual you feel, especially with your thoughts too, like how far along you are in the Bible, etc. You can be tired, distracted, angry, even numb, completely overwhelmed, and still be fully with Him. So delight becomes simple. It becomes quiet. It becomes real, because you're not trying to feel it. You're just reminding yourself, God is with me right now. Delighting in Him, just delight in His presence. Acknowledge Him. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, right? Let that be enough. He is right here with you. You don't have to make things happen. You don't have to force connection. You don't have to feel it. You just notice Him. Acknowledge Him. This is where delight begins. So today I want you to practice just pausing, and become aware that God is with you right now. Not because you feel it, especially if you don't feel it, but because it's true. He promised to be with you. So let yourself rest in the truth that He is with you without trying to change anything, especially your feelings. And here's some scripture for you to further meditate on. There's a lot about the Lord being near and close and with you, but here's 4 that just to ponder for the day. Psalm 16:11 says, "In your presence there is fullness of joy." So if you're trying to achieve joy and delight, where is that? In His presence. And His presence is always constant. So you can delight and receive that fullness of joy simply in His presence. It's kind of like the best kind of like riddle answer. Like, how do I delight in the Lord? By just being in His presence. It's that simple. Then we have Acts 17, verses 27 to 28. "He is not far from each one of us, for in Him we live and move and have our being." What does it mean to be in Him and move and have your being in Him? Something to ponder with the Lord. And there's Psalm 145, verse 18. "The Lord is near to all who call on Him." Well, if you call on Him, He's near. It's like a this or that like promise right there. So call out to Him. Acknowledge that He's right there, and He is right there with you. And then Hebrews 13:5. "I will never leave you nor forsake you." That is a promise. Once you wrap your heart and your mind around the fact that He never leaves you, like literally you cannot run away from Him because He is with you, right? The delight is just in His presence. When you acknowledge the presence and live from that presence, no matter your feelings, delight happens. That's how you delight in the Lord. Just acknowledge that He's with you and that you are with Him, and see what happens. So practice this today. Remember, this delight is not a feeling you have to force. It's just a truth, right? God is with you. That is it, right now. When your mind argues with that, just gently return to the truth. God is with me. He promised. That is who He says He is, and that is that. That's the truth. I love you guys. Practice this, and I'll see you in another video on delighting in the Lord.